Level 1 Covjo's here now, and in today's video I'll actually be showing you my version. I don't know if there's other versions out there, but this is my version of the Crones deck. Basically it's a mixture between a Deathwish and a Relics, and we're using quite a lot of the Crones. We're using 2 gold cards, and we're using obviously the 3 silver cards of the Crones. So this deck is 100% for like last round. So we want to try and bleed the opponent out the first round and the second round. So when it comes to the last round, that we'll only have like 1 or 2 cards each, and then you can just play your Crones and then absolutely demolish them with strength, because the gold cards actually boost relic cards, which is actually the Crones as well. So the amount of strength the Crones actually have by the end is pretty high, to be honest, because they're strong anyway. But then buffing them by 2 each and then 2 each again sometimes, yeah, it can be pretty strong. So I've added Deathwish units as well, because it actually goes with the other Crone gold cards. So I want to add as much Crones as I can to try and make it a pretty decent deck. I wouldn't say it's the best deck, it's not the most competitive, but it's pretty good. You can win a lot of games, but you can also lose quite a lot of games. But it depends if you win coin flip or not. If you win coin flip, you've actually got a very good chance of winning the game, especially if you can bleed them out pretty good the first and second round. But if you lose coin flip, especially against someone like Hensel, it's not looking good, to be honest. You can actually lose. You can lose quite a lot of your games if you lose the coin flip. But if you, as I said, if you do win coin flip, you're in a good situation, and you can actually go on to win the game pretty comfortably. Especially if you save the Crones for the last round, which I always do. I never play the Crones first in the first, second round. Always the last round I save it till. But yeah, this is more of a fun deck than a competitive deck. But I'll go on about the deck and what units I use in a second. But don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, as it does help me out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So we'll start off with the leader now. So we've chosen the Unseen Elder. The reason is because Unseen Elder actually comes useful in this deck, because a lot of decks now always buff up a lot of their units. They go to a very high strength. So Unseen Elder obviously drains the unit by half its power, and it's actually a very strong unit. You can easily pretty much get at least 20 points out of this leader card. So Unseen Elder I think fits in well with this deck. I looked at the other leaders and they don't really go well with this deck, and I think Unseen Elder is probably the one that most likely to go with this deck. So we have the Weaves Incantation. So what I usually do, I always like to strengthen the allied relics by 2, so that will buff up all the relic units, which we have a lot in our deck. So I usually play that first, and yeah, I'll talk about that when we go to the bronze units. So we have the ritual. This resurrects 2 Deathwish units, because we have a lot of Deathwish units in our deck. It's useful for this deck, and obviously we want to make it a Crone deck, so that's why I want to try and get as much Crones in as possible. And we have Renew. This is to renew either one of these, but I usually like to renew this card because it strengthens it again by 2. So the whole idea we're getting is, last round we want the Crones to all come out just by itself. So we want to try and win the first round, a long first round, a long second round. So hopefully we can win the first round one, so we can just bleed them out the second round, and then the third round we can just play our Crones and just absolutely slaughter them with the strength. So I usually like to renew this, and we got Royal Decree just to, obviously because we're basing it around Crones, I 100% want either one of these 2, so Royal Decree thins out a deck a little bit more. I don't think any of the other gold cards go well with this deck, so that's why I've chose Royal Decree. And we've got Frightener. This is good because we always want to bleed them out in the second round, so we play this so we don't lose out on the card advantage if they overtake us on strength, which they probably will. Because this deck usually lacks tempo sometimes. Sometimes it can get a lot, but sometimes it can be quite low. So usually they do beat us with strength. Obviously we have the 3 Crones right there. And this is actually a very good unit because it locks something, and because it's a relic it buffs as well, and it halves its power. So this is actually strong in this deck because it is a relic as well. And same with this, it's a relic, so it keeps getting buffed up by 2, and you deal 8 damage to a non-monster unit, which is very good. Apart from if you're against monsters, not very good because they have monster units. And we've got the Fiends. This is no ability, so it's just straight up 11 strength bronze unit, which ain't too bad anyway. And then it keeps getting buffed up by 2 every time you play this card here. So I sometimes can get this to a 15 strength bronze card, which is actually very, very good for a bronze card. You really can't moan at that. So that's pretty good. So even 11 strength on its own, but getting to 15 is just pretty good. So we've got the Griffins, which is trigger Deathwish bronze allies, and because we have a lot of Deathwish in our deck, so we've got the Rot Fiend, damage 2 units. So I've only got one of these because a lot of people don't really rose stack apart from Northern Realms, so I've only got one of these in our deck. And we've got the Archer's Paw, I think that's how you pronounce it. But this is good because I like to play these early on in the rounds that keep ticking damage, and they're a Deathwish unit, so you can either pull it out with the Ritual, which I like to pull out 2 of these with the Ritual if you've played it. That's a 14 strength plus a 1 strength from the gold, so that's 15, and plus they'll keep ticking. So I like to do that second round. I think that's it, and they're Deathwish as well, so you can trigger it with the Griffin. Same with the Rot Fiend. But I usually, to be honest, I like to have, I've got one of these in, 2 of these in that deck, sorry. The Deo. Deathwish spawned 2 lesser Deos, and that's because the 2 lesser Deos are 4 strength each, which is 8 strength altogether, and plus the Deo itself, which is 6. So I like to usually trigger these with the Griffins to get more strength than doing the Archer's Paw. So yeah, so we've got quite a few Deathwish units here, and we've got the let's try and pronounce this, Barbagazi, something like that. I'm not very good with pronouncing these names. Hoping I'm pronouncing them right. But this is consume an ally or a beast, right? The reason why I've got this is because if we consume something, they don't drive past and we lose out on the card advantage. So that's one of the reasons, and plus, because we've got Renew, if we have Renew in first round with, let's say, with one of these, we can consume this, which I like to do, and then we can renew it and play it again, so it will buff twice. This is why I have consume as well. Yeah, this is why I have the resilient, because it consumes it, so you can play renew on it and it buffs it again. Also, we do have the carryover, so they can't bleed us out. No, sorry, so they can't drive pass on us. And we have the gold as well, because this is very good, especially if you buff the friends, because consuming one of them alone, which is pretty good, but then if you're buffing that once, that's consuming 13 strength. If you buff it twice, that's 15 strength, so 15, so that's a 19 strength bronze card, which is very, very good. So you can save till last round, but I usually just like to save the Crones till last round. But saving that to last round is, sometimes the Crones could be unreliable, so you can go with that. And we have the Slizzard. This is just to thin our deck a little bit more, and we can get out whatever, just whatever you want really. I usually like to get out one of these if possible, but it can be anything, to be honest, just to thin our deck a little bit, because I was starting to run out of bronze units. I actually had too many Deathwish units at one point, and only had 3 Griffins, so a lot of the Deathwish units were actually a waste, so I had to add a few bronze units to different bronze units, so I didn't have much Deathwish dead cards, because that's what I kept having it at one point, so I had to get rid of some of them and then add a few of these. But that's about it really. I'll show you 2 games I'm ranked. I'm nearly Division 18, so I might rank up, I might not, depends how many points I get. But yeah, let's get straight into the ranked games.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to have.
So against a Nilfgaard. Most likely a Spy Nilfgaard. So Royal Decree as well, I'll take that. I'll keep that. That ain't too bad, to be honest. I'll keep losing coin flip though, which is shit. You don't really want to keep. You don't lose coin flip on this deck really. There's nothing you can do, but
Soon, sisters.
As I said, this deck don't have very high tempo.
Yes.
We'll play this next so we can get a lot of more value out of it. Always want to play these early so you get more value. Oh, we passed. Oh wow. Wasn't expecting that. This is good, so we can bleed them out now, like literally to the last card. Hopefully we get our spy. No. Oh yes, we do. Yes, perfect. That's good. I'll keep this. We'll play the spy first. Crap card. Only one good thing is though he can't.
A highly curious case.
Oh, it's a monster unit, so he can't even get rid of that. I don't know. Play this first. At least he can't get card advantage on us now. That's one good thing.
You mistake stars reflected in a pond for the night sky.
How does that do? Here, no, enemy split. Okay. We can lock that, to be honest. But we're not going to just yet. We'll see what else he plays. But we could lock it in half the power.
The North shall tuck tail and beg for mercy.
Your words mean nothing now.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to lock it.
Tell me what you've got.
We'll have to trigger that just to get use out of this. So we'll have to keep going pretty much until the last 3 cards.
I'm coming for you.
He obviously wants to just frost all of the rows, okay. Go to that.
A highly curious case.
I don't think he's meaning to do this, but when he takes all of these units, I can't actually use my Royal Decree. Because that will take out the other Crone, which resurrects 2 Deathwish units, but if he keeps taking them, I won't be able to resurrect them. units. And we'll use our leader next, and then that's it. I think we're ready to pass. Problem is, because we've got like 2 Crones, we're gonna have to get rid of one. So we're gonna have to keep the road to Crete.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Right, we'll use our leader next.
Why should I help you?
And I think we're good. I think we'll pass after this. I mean, I'd like to bleed him even more, but we can't use any of these, to be honest. There's no point. Okay, that ain't too bad. So keep that, get rid of all these. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Problem is, we've got no Deathwish units. Oh, this is awful.
I shall do what I must.
Hopefully we'll play that and he'll get rid of it.
The North shall tuck tail and beg for mercy.
Back in line!
Please get rid of it. Please. This is a problem. We don't normally come into this problem, but because he's just taken all our Deathwish units, we can't actually do anything. No one usually does that, to be honest. I think we've lost this, to be honest.
My prescription.
He's just
A bit
taking
of
everything. What
bloodletting.
the fuck?
Soon, sisters. Very soon.
See, I mean, it's just such a big play, but we've got a dead gold card. That's like 5 strength. I don't even think he's meant to do this. So that'd be a 5. We've actually drew the game. Video. we would have won that if you just didn't take our Deathwish units. I don't know if he meant to do that or not. I mean, I don't know how we'd know I got that card. Video. Okay, on to the next game.
You want peace? Fight for it.
So against Hensel, that's pretty bad, to be honest. Especially if we lose coin flip. If we lose coin flip, I think we've lost. It's just too much tempo. I'm quite happy with this though. We've got that lock unit. 2 units. No, we don't really want this lizard, not yet. Yeah, I'll take that. This ain't too bad. We've got no Crones, but we don't need the Crones yet anyway. We'll end up. Oh, we lost coin flip. Oh my god, this ain't good. Not good at all.
I sense your pain. I see.
I mean, losing a coin flip against Hensel anyway is really hard to win, but losing it with this deck is not good because as I said in the last game, you know, you just don't get much tempo with this deck.
For me, Bilberry's honor!
This game is all about endgame. Just endgame, just trying to bleed them out the first 2 rounds, and endgame, 1 or 2 cards left, and you play your Crones. Not looking good already. Do we lock it? Oh, we're gonna lock it. He could potentially pass now. Because we will be 2 cards down. But we'll see. You might want to win the first round, which you can.
I see you've thought about this.
Great, we'll be 2 cards down anyway. I totally forgot about them, to be honest. Oh my god. At least we got them out early. That's the only good thing. He could pass any time, we'll be 2 cards down. Oh, we can actually get rid of that. I think we will next. Maybe we should have done that first, because if you use Tensort on it. Yeah, we'll get rid of that next, but maybe we should have done that first, because of Hensort. Hensort on it, yeah. Oh, okay, we couldn't use Scorch anyway. Okay, so we are 2 cards down. So I'm going to set the fact that we're going to be down 1 or 2 cards in the last round, but hopefully the Crones will be enough. That ain't too bad. It's pretty good. Got no Crones though, so we'll keep that. I'm just really hoping we get it. Actually no, we can keep that to the last round and we can play Crones. Yeah, that's fine. Because if we renew the Weavest, we can actually get the Crones out that way. So first what we're going to play this. Oh yeah, I only can play 1. Yeah. Because he took the other one, didn't he?
Curses!
What? Did he think he won the first one? He must have thought he must have passed by mistake. Oh my god, he was in such a good situation, he was 2 cards up. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay, we've got to play another one though, because that one sort of didn't count.
If it's peace you desire, prepare for war.
Not tie sell make tower.
Okay, so we've got Slizzard. Too many of these, go to one of them. It's not too bad to be fair. We could get rid of this lizard. Yeah, I'll keep that. That's pretty good. And we actually win the coin flip. Yes. Do we lock that? No, you're not. We're actually just going to get rid of it. We'll play this next.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
Yeah, luckily we got rid of that because we would have been a lot of cards down right now. What to play next? We could play. We'll play this next. Try and keep up a little bit.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
We'll just play this for now.
I knew you would ask for this.
So we're catching up a little bit with that. Play. So that's the problem with this deck, it's quite slow to get into it. You've got to play all these units first and then the Griffins and that. Really? I'm pretty sure that was a 1 strength. Okay, so we're gonna have to bleed them out a little bit more.
Come on, stalkers! We ride!
I'll take that. Hmm, 2 damage? No. This is more value. So we can actually just lock that, which I think we will. I don't see why not. Anyway, it damages. It don't matter. We could have left that because it would have killed his own player. And we'll play and see now.
That's thy cellmate tower.
Oh wow, we actually overtook it on tempo with this deck. Oh wow. Okay, we're in a very, very good situation, but please hope we get a Crone. Yes. Good. Ah, this is perfect. Play this first. Then we're just going to consume an ally.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
We'll consume this. Shame we got no gold cards though, because I mean they're not buffed up to the maximum. Oh, this is fine. We're ready to pass.
You crossed the wrong sorceress.
We actually 2-0'd him, and we didn't even play our Crones. What the hell? How? How did we do that? Okay, I think that's it. You know what? We're gonna go open our 5 packs. Let's open our 5 packs before we go. But yeah, there were 3 unusual games. The first one we drew, because he literally countered us by getting our Deathwish units. Second round he passed by mistake, and the third game we just beat him 2-0. We just beat him on tempo, which is very, very surprising with this deck. So I mean, this deck isn't the, as I said, this deck isn't the best, but it's more fun than anything. It's just a bit different playing the Crones. I mean, it's just fun as well. Like if you can bleed them out for the first 2 rounds, and then you wait to the last round with the Crones, it's just unreal. They can't do anything about it. I mean, like it beats Siri Nova. I've got a card. That's pretty good. I'll take that. As I said, it's more fun than competitive. This isn't a competitive deck because I've lost. I've probably lost the amount I've won, sort of like a 50-50. And you've got, as I said, you've got much more of a chance if you win coin flip. If you win coin flip, you're in a good situation. But if you don't win coin flip, it's not looking good, especially if you get someone like Hensel. Well, I'll show you the deck again after I've opened these packs, just so you can have another look. But as I said, you know, don't expect to be winning lots and lots of games. It's more fun than anything. Okay, let's go to deck builder. And there we go. So here's the there we go. There's the deck again. So I mean, I might make a few changes because I'm not really sure. I'm not 100% satisfied with these bronze cards, to be honest. So I might change a few. Sometimes I have dead cards. That Rotfiend, he's not doing much in this deck really, so I'm gonna swap him out, I think, for something else. But once I make quite a few changes to this deck, because I like this deck, so I want to try and make it as best as I can. So I'll probably change a few bronze cards. Silvers I'm quite happy with, to be honest, and golds. So it's mainly the bronzes that I'm not happy with. I might try and make it with a sort of hybrid. Like, it's kind of like a hybrid anyway with Relic / Deathwish, but I want to try and add some consume in here because we've already got a few consumes, and we kind of sometimes have dead cards with the Deathwish. So I might add some neckers or whatever, try and make a little bit of consume inside in there. But once I do, I'll make another video on this because, as I said, I do enjoy this deck. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.